All right, we got the 1 o'clock games. Had a huge day yesterday. Let's just keep it rolling. Let's go right into these 1 o'clock games because there's a lot. We got Portland State minus 1.5 against Montana. Northern Colorado plus the 3.5 against Idaho. Utah Valley minus 14.5 against Abigail Christian. Northern Arizona plus 9.5 against Eastern Washington. Texas plus 2 against Texas A&M. Little Rock minus 5.5 against South Indiana. Ohio minus 1.5 against Toledo. New Jersey IT minus 3.5 against Bryant. Northern Illinois minus 1.5 against Ball State. Bet Nicholls State minus 4.5 against Southeast Louisiana. Hampton minus 4.5 against Northeastern. Wyoming minus 21.5 against Air Force. East Tennessee State plus the 1.5. We're going to slam Pitt plus the 7.5 against Cal. Washington plus 2.5 against Wisconsin. Slam USC plus the 4.5 against Nebraska. USC wins the game. Texas Tech plus 10.5. Kansas plus 9.5 against Arizona. Bet Richmond minus 3.5 against Loyola Chicago. Slam Colgate plus the 6.5 against Navy. Slam San Diego plus the 4.5 against Portland. Bet Morgan plus 9.5 against Howard. Bet Valparaiso minus the 5.5 against Edwardsville. Lipscomb minus 21.5 against Eastern Kentucky. Presbyterian plus 8.5 against Winthrop. Western Illinois plus 12.5 against Lindenwood. Edwardsville minus 5.5 against East Illinois. Bet Houston Christian plus the 8.5 against Stephen F. Austin. Bet Coppin State plus the 8.5 against Norfolk. Delaware plus the 2.5 against North Carolina Central. South Carolina State plus the 7.5 against Maryland East. And bet Southeast Missouri State minus the 7.5 against Tennessee Tech. So go through those, rewatch this video. Lots of money to be made at 1 o'clock. Let's roll. Subscribe.